Andrea, thank you so much for being here. Please just tell us a little bit about the Isaiah 117 house.
So Isaiah 117 house is kind of like our bridge home from when children are removed from a traumatic situation from their family and they're brought to the DCS office to wait on permanent foster placement. So we are set there to help love on them and just kind of walk them through it, why they find placement, why DCS finds placement for them. So we provide them with meals, new clothing, new pajamas, anything that they need, we'll be able to provide them.
Yeah. So when DCS comes into the child's home and removes them, what's the first step now without Isaiah 117 house being built? What's happening right now?
So on removal day, the children are automatically taken straight to the Department of Children's Service office. They will go into the cubicle with the DCS worker and they will just sit there and wait. And those offices are so gray and just boring for those poor children after they've had all that trauma. They have to sit there with that DCS worker while that DCS worker is calling to find placement for them. Yeah. So time and time again, they're hearing rejection. The call sounds like this: hey, we're here with a 16-year-old who's just been removed from their home. Are you able to take them at least for tonight and maybe throughout the next week? And they hear that rejection when that foster family says no, because there's a good chance that they're already fostering multiple children in this county. So they automatically first off hear that rejection, and then they sit there. They're usually hungry because they probably have been neglected, and they're usually dirty and they don't have any of their belongings.
Yeah. So a lot of times that removal's happening sometimes in the middle of the night or late into the night, and so they're having to stay the night in that office, correct?
Yes. We've had children stay in the DCS office sometimes just as little as an hour, but then we've had children stay as long as a whole month in that office. And we've actually had children phase out and turn 18 and they never found that foster family.
Wow. So with having the house built in Anderson County and the other houses that have been built, when they're removed from their home, they're going directly to the Isaiah 117
house? They
house?
don't even have to go to the office anymore, so they'll come straight to our home. We are always there at the front door welcoming them with a big smile. So automatically we try to get them to think of their needs and not the traumatic event that's just happened.
Yeah. So there's volunteers that stay in the home at all times, workers that are in the home at all times that are there to greet them. How does that work exactly?
So I will be there at least for the first 6 months to a year, just to make sure everything's going great. That's where my office is actually stationed, is at the Isaiah house. I will also have at least one, if not two, state trained volunteers from Isaiah 117 house that will also be in the home. And then there will always be two DCS workers, either a case placement worker or a social worker. So there'll be 4 adults at all times in the home with the children.
Okay. And we just had groundbreaking this week, so it's so exciting. I know that's been something that's been prayed for and been working towards for a while. So what's the next steps now that we've had groundbreaking? What are we looking at, in the next few months?
So the next few months, we will still be taking care of the children in the DCS office, but we will be hot and heavy in the build of the home. So the excavators actually coming next week, and hopefully we'll have the dig done. And we're hoping the finish line will be in July.
So how can people in the community get involved, either monetarily, how can they donate, or volunteer for the build? I know that, more hands on deck is probably going to be, best. So just walk us through how they can do either of those.
First, we ask for prayer. Every day at 1:17, we ask that you set your alarm and just say, pray for the children in our community, for my staff and our volunteers, and for the DCS workers, because God carries us through all of it. And it's hot and messy and just hard sometimes, and there are so many moments that we don't know what to do, and so we fully rely on Him. So we ask that you pray at 1:17 every day for our nonprofit and for our mission. Another thing that you can do is get on our Isaiah 117 house website. There's a link to donate monetarily or to see a needs list that we have for donations that we need. The last thing that you can do is sign up as a volunteer. We use a program called Logistics, and it will ask you every question that you can think of to see where you're best suited to fit in our ministry and our nonprofit to be able to help these children.
Well, thank you, Andrea, so much. We really appreciate you coming and giving us more information and the knowledge that we need to help.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Do right, seek justice, defend the cause of the fatherless.